And here he is once again, that master of mirth, madness, and mystical malevolence, Pops McGonigle, and he's still driving in the slow lane. Yes, very, very slow. Me and my Renault. No, not today. Oh, my liver. Ouch. Well, the old car was making the noises in the back wheel, so I took it down to my mechanic, Jimmy the Geek, and it must be my cheerful disposition, because the boys in the garage are always laughing when I pull in with my tricked-out Renault Scenic. Jimmy tells me that it's the rear wheel cylinders. They will often need replacing, he says, at the major service time, and this time is the time. The only way to check for this is to remove the brake drums and the wheel hubs. That takes a lot of labor cost there. And then if the brake fluid has been changed every time, every 2 years or every 24,000 miles, this is much less likely to be the problem. And I think to myself, when was the last? Anyway, I guess I didn't have any idea what he was talking about, so I figured I had a problem there. The car has completed over 150,000 miles, and, well, he said, then the potential bill would be $250 per rear wheel, not including the labor. But that I would have had 6 months to wait for the parts to come from the factory in outer Uzbekistan. Well, I said, this isn't going to work. I'd have had to get a new car. So I went down to my friend Francisco's used Mexican car lot, and I said, what do you got? He said, well, he says, I got this real tricked out one over here I worked on a long time. So I bought it. It was a Hugo that he had somehow brought up to the U.S. and Pennsylvania inspection standards. I didn't want to ask a lot of questions at that point, but how he did it. So, well, I made a big mistake. I decided I was so proud of the new car that I would show it off to the boys there at Jimmy's garage. So I took my tricked out Hugo down there, and this launched a barrage of Hugo jokes, some of which I can't repeat on a family show, but I'm going to give you the highlights of the, or maybe the lowlights here of the, what shall we call it? The lack of respect for a nice foreign car. The boys there. So how do you upgrade a Hugo car? You put in an engine, or you trade it for a Trabant. They said that was one of them East German der cars, which made a lot of smoke when you drove it, but it made a distinctive two-cycle sound. And how do you upgrade a Hugo car? You park it next to a porta-john and leave it unlocked. You crush it and use it for traction ballast in your big dog Ford F-150 truck. Why do Hugos have heated rear windows? To keep your hands warm while you're pushing them. What goes on pages 4 and 5 of the Hugo User's Manual? The Colts bus schedule. A man goes into AutoZone. Can I have a windshield wiper for my Hugo, please? And the parts man says, yeah, that seems like a fair swap. What is the sport version of the Hugo? The driver wears Nike shoes. What do you call a Hugo at the top of a hill? A miracle. What do you call two Hugos at the top of a hill? A mirage. What do you call a Hugo with dual exhausts? A wheelbarrow. How do you double the value of a Hugo? Half fill it with gasoline. How do you make a Hugo look good? Park it between two Cadillacs. What do you call a Hugo with brakes? Customized. What do you have to do if your Hugo gets in the way of a swarm of killer bees? Stop pushing and take refuge in the car. What is the Hugo owner's most ardent wish? To buy a car. How do you make a Hugo go faster uphill? You throw out the passenger. How do you make a Hugo go faster downhill? You turn off the engine. What do you call a Hugo with a flat tire? A write-off. Well, that's it for the Hugo jokes, and that's it for me this week. Pops McGonigle. If you see me driving in the slow lane, just wave and honk your horn, but don't upraise that middle finger, please.